time to talk to Harris LaChance, as we do every Wednesday. Now, Harris, I got to tell you that I saw you, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that you outran Jaron Hall to the end zone. Who's faster, you or Jaron Hall?
Definitely me. Definitely me.
You know, the best part about that, and one of the things I want to ask you about is that a complete play? If you are not hitting somebody at the goal line, do you feel as good about that play, or was it a nice little capper that you had some contact there at the end of the play?
Yeah, you gotta go down and hit somebody for sure. So when especially when it's open like that, you gotta go find some work, man, somewhere.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt that you found some work, if you will. How much did you guys work on that play? As we talk BYU football with Harris LaChance, presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza, how much did you guys work on that play?
We ran it a few times. When we called it, we were like, "Oh yeah, okay. Hopefully this works. Here we go." And then when they threw it back, it was wide open. We're like, "Oh shit, this is gonna work, dude. This is wide open. Let's roll." And so it was fun, man. It was awesome.
How many times in the O-line room have you guys watched that play? Because it was a procession down the right hash there. You guys were just running in mass. You look good. I got to tell you, man, for big guys, like, you guys look good, man. You look like you were comfortable running down the field.
Well, you would too, Monty. If you saw that how open it was, you're like, all right, let's roll, man. It's exciting. No, dude, for real. We watched that play probably like once, and it was like, okay, good job, on to the next. Like,
yeah,
that's how it is. Like, all right.
Well, you know, it's funny. Before you popped on, we were talking about depth, and we were talking about, obviously, with Puka Nacua being out and Gardner Romney haven't seen the field yet. I mean, we're talking about a different, for me anyways, and I'm curious your thoughts. I feel like you guys not only have a bunch of guys that play football, but you have quality depth at skill positions, and perhaps we haven't always seen that at BYU. Can you guys feel that quality? Is there more confidence in everybody that's on that roster right now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think we have a lot more talented guys these days, and it's showing. And it really just, when you have a lot of talented guys in the same room, it just lifts each other up more and makes each other better. So I think that's a great add-on. I mean, we've always had talent, but you're right, though. We have a lot of talent nowadays. It's good.
Yeah, and I also think you guys have a lot of momentum right now. I don't know that there's a way to necessarily quantify what momentum is, but it feels like you guys are really, every week, there's big moments, there's big plays. Like I said, I know we talked about this last week, but it would have been easy for you guys to be like, yeah, we have a lightning delay. Maybe we're not going to play as hard, or we don't have our top two receivers. Maybe we're not going to be able to throw the ball. Like, it just seems like you guys have overcome that, and you just have this, it's never unstoppable, but you have a whole lot of momentum right now, it feels like, Harris.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just, like I said, man, just got to take it week by week and prepare the best you can. That was a crazy game last Saturday, and you have to just keep on keeping on, double overtime. That's tough, man, but you got to keep just grinding and taking it, day by day, play by play. The momentum, yeah, it's great. But what are you going to do when you don't have that momentum too? You know what I mean? You got to just, whether high, whether low, you got to keep steady and keep going.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Let's talk about that Baylor game a little bit. And how tough was it? Because it looked like a physical football game. It looked like you guys are running your faces into each other. And I mean, that was a game where quite literally one snap of the football is going to determine who wins and who loses. How tough, how gritty, how physical was that game?
Oh, dude, it was awesome. It was like, it was just a complete all-out just football game, grinder, man, just a fight to the end. And that's what you want, man. Like, just those games, can't replace those for anything, man. Like, it was awesome. We're in the huddle, we're looking at each other, and we're just like, let's go, boys. Like, this is it right here. Like, this is what we train for all year. Like, let's go and just lay it all out on the line. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And they're in Baylor saying the same thing. Their defense saying the same thing. So, when you have competition like that, nothing better than that, man.
Do you guys talk a lot to, like, Baylor, BYU? Are you guys talking across the line? Are you guys, like, what is that relationship like on the field? Is there a lot of heat? Is there a lot of, like, what is that conversation like during a game?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it depends. on like some of the teams we play talk a lot of crap, others don't. It depends on how the game's going. This particular game, there's some trash talk going on. There's some just chilling. Like for example, I was talking to Siaki Ika, and he was like, and I noticed he's wearing the same cleats I was. But there are these Nike cleats that came out like a while ago, and they don't make them anymore. I talked to the Nike manufacturers, and they don't make them anymore. And I was like, so I have to find my cleats that I like on eBay sometimes, the Nike Zoom Code Elites. But he had them on; they were brand new, and I was like, wait a second, you guys have those? I was like, let's trade cleats after the game, bro. Like, I got to get a new pair of those. And so you have like little small talk like that. And that's one of my favorite things is like you're chilling and we're giving it our all, but at the same time we're bros too. I don't know. It's like this weird mutual respect when you're going against each other every play. You know what I mean?
Well, you're going to Oregon. Maybe you and Phil Knight can hang out, and he can make you some cleats or something, man. I mean, he's got a little pull at Nike, from what I understand.
Well, I told him, man. Yeah, I was like, you got to make those more. They're like, I don't know. Everybody likes them, so who knows?
Yeah, you're a Nike school. You would think that they would be able to hook that up. They make retros all the time now. Yeah. As we talk BYU football with Harris LaChance, brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza. And thanks to our good friends at Coug Connect, by the way, CougConnect.com, for hooking us up with Harris. By the way, there's a rap song from Coug Connect. Have you heard like the anthem, the Cody Epps anthem? Have you heard this thing?
I wouldn't call it an anthem, but yeah, it's an anthem. I guess it is.
Okay, wait. So can they? It's actually a good song. I actually enjoy it a little bit. But
Rock and Royal.
Yeah. How does that get received in the room? Like, how do you as a group like that song?
We played it. We had like big speakers in the locker room. We played it one time. It's funny. He's like, there's this part. He's like, shout out to the players, wives and babies. It's freaking funny. We're like, this is BYU, dude. Like, he's trying to rap, trying to sound cool. It's a good song. I don't know. It is what it is. It's funny. We laugh at it. It's kind of goofy, but
I love it. Absolutely love it. And that brings me to one of the questions I want to ask you about the Baylor game before we move on to Oregon. The hug on the sideline, the hug heard round the world. Really, if we're being honest, the hug that was in everybody's feels around the world, because you have a sobbing kicker who's missed these 2 field goals, and you've just won the game, and him and Jaron are in this death hug where Jake it feels like his soul is just coming out onto the shoulder of Jaron Hall. But what I think about that is I always hear Kalani say, love, family, brothers, we support everybody, we stick together. And I'm not trying to be corny or whatever, but it just felt like that was the embodiment of what Kalani Sitake talks about. How did the team react to that moment?
Oh, absolutely. That's nothing new here, man. I love this culture here at this team, and it's a culture of love and learning. And when you make a mistake, you learn from it and you move on, but we all love each other. We lift each other up. You know what I mean? And you stay as positive as you can. Like I said before, even we talk about highs and lows in a game and in life. You want to constantly kind of be steady and be, if you're having, if you're going through some good times, don't forget the Lord, or don't forget, to do the basics. And if you're going through some hard times, same thing. And that's what that culture is here, man. He teaches us about life and how things can be hard, but we're going to make it through. We lift each other up. We support each other, and help each other. And honestly, that was like a perfect example of that in our culture. So
what was it like when Kalani brought Jake in front of the team? He talked about it in his press conference that he brought Jake up in front of the team to let him know that, hey, we all support him. Like, was there emotion in that? Was there celebration in that? Was it a quiet room? Like, what was that moment like?
Oh, yeah, just love. Just like, hey, man, I think we all were just kind of cheered a little bit. Just, helps that we won, but also that that we love him no matter what. You know what I mean? We're going to get it next time, and that's all you can do. So that's that.
It just felt like, I'll never forget the look on his face. Like, underneath his helmet, you have a kid that's dying inside because he missed these 2 kicks, right? Like, I'll never forget that emotion. How much passion is there? How much like how much of that heart and soul that we always hear about in rap songs and in cliches, but it just seemed like that was really in that moment. Like how much of that is real in a football game and in a football environment?
Oh, dude, 100%. It's all real. It's all emotion. Like I say, play after play. Like I always say, you're giving it your whole life. You've worked your whole life to be there in that play. You know what I mean? You put your whole life on the line, and you're giving it all you've got every single play. And that is the most highest emotion you can have. You know what I mean? That's why you got to stay steady. But it's true. It's like that hug, that thing. I mean, I feel like that's the whole world needs that, man. You know what I mean? It is. It's a beautiful thing, and it's like whether hard times, whether good times, we're gonna stick together. We're gonna stick this through, and it is, man. It's even more than a game. You love it. It's love. It's love.
That's awesome. Talking to Harris LaChance, BYU football in Eugene this weekend, taking on Oregon. How tough? Do you know Watson Stadium? Have you been exposed to that? Like, how tough of a place to play is it?
Yeah. So I haven't played there before, but I heard it's going to be pretty wild. The fans are pretty wild there, so that should be really fun. I think it's going to be pretty fun, especially just going out there on the road and kind of getting a little taste of our own medicine lately from our crowd, but now they're going to be yelling over our offense and stuff, and so that should be fun. It's been raining here all week long, so yesterday we practiced in the rain. It's supposed to rain there, and so it's been pretty fun, man. I'm excited for this game.
Well, by the way, I noticed you're wearing a sweatshirt. I am so jealous. I am ready. We're like getting the red eye tonight. I am ready to be back in Utah where it's finally cooled off. But
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of sweatshirt weather. I got to tell you, seeing you in a sweatshirt actually like lifts my spirits today because I'm ready to come home and put on the sweatshirt, man.
Whatever, dude. You're chilling over there in Hawaii, bro. You got to be having so much fun. I'm surprised you're wearing a shirt right now, man.
Hey, man, I'm not complaining. Well, I don't want to make all the wives and girlfriends jealous by going shirtless. It's just not something I feel appropriate to do. But I'm a huge sweatshirt guy. Like I am we went to the top of Haleakala, which is the volcano here on Maui yesterday, and it was like 39 degrees. I had on the sweatshirt. I was cold. I haven't felt cold like that since last winter on a snowboard, man. And to see you in a sweatshirt is just amazing. By the way, what's the hat you're wearing? I see it's a baseball hat now that you turned it around.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big hat guy. So this is the Red Sox hat.
Oh, nice.
But it's got the 04 World Series patch on there. This is a UV series, the red UV. I don't know. They make all sorts of fitted hats these days, and they have all sorts of cool colorways, and I love it, man. You got to hit it on the drop, like some shoes.
See, now you're talking my language. Yeah. I'm a Jordan guy. Like I am a huge shoe collector. I'm a huge hat collector. The problem is I wear a size 8 hat. I have a massive cranium. Just hold this massive brain. So I wear a huge hat. And those are not readily available. My main question about that hat is what was the issue? Were they sold out of Cubs hats the day you bought that Red Sox hat by accident?
That's a good one. I get it. Let's go back to the fact that you're snowboarding. Can we bring back that? Yes, you're a big snowboarder, dude. You're just like hitting jumps and freaking pulling 360s or what?
Yeah, like triple Lindy's and stuff. No, I get less air than the width of a credit card, but I can blaze, dude. I mean, I can actually snowboard. I'm a pass holder at Vail. Like I am a Park City Mountain guy, and we actually go to Tahoe, Mammoth. We go out to Denver. Yeah, I'm a snowboarding dude, man. I love it.
Dude, love it. Lit. I would love to be a snowboarder. I'm like, when I get done with football, whenever, I'm like, I gotta lose some weight and get into some outdoor sports here.
It helps to lose weight. Trust me. It does. It makes a difference. All right. Before we cut you loose, I want to get to this Oregon thing too. When you look at Oregon and you look at the way you guys match up, I mean, obviously Oregon is going through a reshuffle right now, brand new head coach. When you look at that team now, what have you guys seen on tape and in your preparation? What are you expecting from the Oregon Ducks this weekend?
I'm expecting they're going to give us everything they got. Much respect to this team. I mean, they have a lot of talented players and a lot of great players. So we're preparing for it, even more so than our last game. You know what I mean? We got a bigger target on our back, so everybody's going to give us the best shot they got, and so we got to be ready for it too. And I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a grinder again, so it should be fun.
12th, ranked 12th in the country, but a 4-point road dog at Oregon. I know you always tell me every week so far, well, we don't pay attention to that. I don't know what that means. You guys are 12th in the country, and you're a 4-point dog. Like, there's some respect that I think and I guess you have to earn it every week, and I totally understand that. But I would think that you guys like where you're at right now. Absolutely, you can get better. But what does it mean that Harris LaChance, you're on a BYU football team that's ranked 12th in the country, going to Oregon to play a massive game? What does that mean to you?
It means that it's pretty awesome, but it also means that it's only week 2, man. Or week 3 coming up here. So it's awesome, but I'm excited to see. I want to see, ranked number 1 or number 2 at the end of the season. So that's my goal. That's all of our goals. We're excited, but there's plenty of work to do. So that's what I would say.
Final question would be about the run game. Obviously, I think everybody's making a big deal about, Christopher Brooks, getting going or hasn't gotten going. I mean, I think we're making too much of that. I think the football community is making too much of that. There's a transition for him coming in from Cal, but are you, with Chris and specifically with the run game on the whole, are you guys happy with what you've been able to produce in that aspect of the offense?
I mean, I don't think we're happy with it. I think there's always much to improve on. I think that this past D-line was a really good D-line. So that was a good test for us. I think we're constantly working out the kinks here, adjusting some stuff and making right reads, getting more comfortable. And so I think that's where we're at there.
Well, I mean, as a 7th-year returning senior, Lopini Katoa, who feels like, I joke, but he feels like he's been here forever, and I know you guys have been on this club together for a long time, you've got to be really happy from him. I mean, he looks like he's playing great football. He's a big part of what you guys are doing offensively. I mean, that's a guy who has paid his dues, and now he's seen the fruits of his labor. I got to believe you're really happy for that guy.
Oh, dude, I love Penny. He deserves every single bit of it, man. He's a great runner, tough little guy, and will freaking be there whenever you need him. So he is awesome.
Well, enjoy the sweatshirt weather. Please stay healthy this weekend. It has been so fun to watch you inside at guard, and I wish you nothing but the best at Oregon, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Monty. Appreciate you, brother.
You bet. Appreciate you as well. That's Harris LaChance, guard for BYU.